Who will it be? Act surprised. Wait, did you start the Sunday hero? That's very different. Florina. Azure-Sky Knight.
I'm trying out the bow now. Just like Lynn.
She's so freaking dorky. I'm sorry. Welcome SD Far Trace Fodder, as well as attack speed push 4. Okay, that's insulting. I didn't even read her bow yet, so I don't know.
Please, just surrender.
I don't know everything she does yet. Well, that said, though, Florina is... I mean, the bow... Most noble men and noble women have shot the bow, so I'm surprised she says what she says, but she's kind of dorky. Green Lance Sain.
Lady Lindis is quite a beauty. I'm blessed to call her my liege.
Wait a second. Is this the Lynn fanboy or fanboy fangirl banner? Both Sain and... Wait, Sain, Kent, Florina. This is just the fanboy fangirl banner. Jesus. The Crimson Shield, Kent.
My happiness is to serve Lady Lindis.
They all talk about Lynn. That's so bad. All right, it's the Lindis Simp banner. That's the most accurate way of terming this. And of course, the biggest Lynn fan of them all, Letizia.
My
Cursed
wrath
director.
knows no bounds. Not even the malice in Lady Embla's heart runs as deep.
I thought this would be Lady Lindis's heart runs as deep. That's what I was gonna say. Oh boy. Oh, that's a lot of short forms.
Curses upon you.
All right. Wow. I never knew Letizia was such a big Lynn fangirl, but you know, it makes perfect sense. Oh, her eyes are pretty. Oh man. Comes out on the 8th. Kent is in fact your 4-star hero. This is such a weird banner. I feel like this banner breaks some barriers, and it's definitely a first in a lot of ways. It's so weird, this banner. By the way, if I could predict how it would do, I don't think this banner will do well. This banner... Listen, I get some people like Blazing Blade. I like Blazing Blade. It's probably my favorite Fire Emblem as a whole. But trying to convince people to go for Sain and Kent is going to be pretty rough. And Florina is not necessarily a big fan favorite. Some people argue she is. I don't see how. Nino scores in top 20 in most CYLs, so that's a fan favorite. But I guess she's already got an alt and whatnot, so... Florina isn't really her own alt, so it makes some sense to be like this. Alright, her artist is Sachi. Let's go over her. Moonbow, attack speed push 4, SD far trace 3, joint drive speed. So she's really good fodder. Can get attack speed push 4 as well as far trace, or far trace and joint drive speed. They're both really good. Now let's see what New Height Bow does, because this is all it depends on. Slaying ability, effect against flying foes, sure, pretty standard. If unit's HP is over 60%, allies can move to a space adjacent to unit. So units can teleport on top of her. Allies within 2 spaces can move to a space within 2 spaces of unit, so they can teleport within 2 spaces of her as well. So anywhere on the map, they can teleport onto her, is what it looks like. And then if they're within 2 spaces, they can teleport within 2 spaces of her. So she's like a super beacon, is essentially what she is. That's interesting. But because she can't run Gale Force herself, this is still pretty good, but I don't necessarily know how useful this will be as a whole. The good news is she has far trace, so she can reposition herself to be in better position. All right, if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed plus 6 to unit during combat and deals damage equals 15% unit speed. So this is interesting. She looks like she can hit pretty hard. Her base attack is not good, but because of conversion of 15% of unit speed into damage, she might be hitting good enough. And as long as she's alive, any unit within the team could be pushed on top of her. So that's very interesting. So if you like refresh her and she moves forward, so if you give her no assist skill, she moves forward and you refresh her, refreshes her, and she moves forward again, she could attack something and then teleport allies within 1 space of her. Or she's really decent in an Ether 8's defense team where, you know, they can just teleport 2 spaces forward. Or she could be really good for a Gale Force team because she's a beacon. This maneuverability thing is really, really nice. And I guess she's not going to worry too much about her damage output. But we know her defense is really low. Her res is alright. I see the selling point here. But if you guys remember, we had a certain hero who also did something similar, right? The summer hero from way back when got a refine and allowed people to teleport right on top of her. This really reminds me of Summer Tana, but because of the anywhere teleportations, obviously she's better than Summer Tana. So I see the point of this. She's kind of like Ashe in a lot of respects, but because she's ranged, she probably has more threatened ability. Huh. I don't know. I don't know if the maneuverability is going to be able to set her apart enough from other archers to make her a really good option. I'm still not a big fan of her pick, but at least they try to make it more interesting, so there's that. Huh. What do you guys think? Are you interested in Florina now? That said, though, this banner, in my eyes, just going into it, it's really about Florina and Letizia. Sain, unfortunately, we already know his speed is really, really low. He's really well min-maxed because he has good defense. His res is really low, so he has good attack, good speed, or okay speed. His speed is the part that I find questionable, and good HP. All right, let's see what he has. Speed defense catch 4. You guys know how this works. If foe's HP is 100% or if penalty is active on foe, grant speed defense plus 7. And if a penalty is active on them and HP is 100%, speed defense plus 2 additionally. So I'm not sure how useful this catch skill is, but all right. Floor Refresh 3 is available now on a normal hero, which is nice. Wait, wasn't it already available? Who else was it available on? I remember there's at least one other hero. Not Summer Shida, outside Summer Shida, who originated it. Rally Up Attack Plus is nice to have. So, yeah. Sure. That's a kit. And then Jolly J Lance, Kanto, remainder plus 1. That's nice. Having Kanto is really important nowadays. Kanto with a flow ability. Any flow ability is really nice. Odor also had it. Thanks for pointing it out, chat. Yeah, it was never normal pool. So this is the first time it is normal pool. All right, Jolly J Lance grants attack plus 3 if unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces an ally. Grants attack speed plus 6 to unit during combat. If a rally assist skill is used by a unit, grants attack speed plus 6 to unit for 1 turn and grants unit another action. Is that enough? So this will be one of the few heroes in the entire game who can use assist skill yet retain another action, right? Joining such heroes as Chrom, Lucina, and variations of those two. This is really interesting. I don't know. It feels like the proper build for him, therefore, is like rally up attack plus with ruse, right? I feel like that would be a better combination because that's more significant, just giving attack plus 6 to your allies. And I guess he buffs himself as well. So there's almost no reason not to buff with him. And because he gets to move and get another action without any restraints, he could essentially move up 2 spaces, rally somebody, and then move up another 3 spaces. Or move up 3 spaces, rally somebody, and then move up another 3 spaces. His movement coverage is really, really high as a result. Not good for summoner duels, though, because that extra action is going to just end your turn. But I guess maybe that could be useful in delaying and stalling. But stalling has its own drawbacks in summoner duels. I'm not even sure if you would like to run him there. All right, against enemy heroes, in terms of like arena stall or something, maybe that could be quite useful. I don't know. He has a niche. I just don't know how valuable that niche is. So, at the very least, I think you can do some interesting things with him. So there's that. The AI may go back with Kanto. Yeah, well, in the hands of AI, it's probably really bad, to be honest. Maybe you can force a rally forward and then have him attack. That might catch people off guard. There is such stuff like that that might be useful. All right, Kent. Takaya Tomohide is the artist. All right, another Lin Simp. Reposition, attack speed bond 3, speed defense snag 3. So at least it demotes allies sword. That's more important. But hey, having attack speed bond demote would not be bad either. Allied sword, attack defense plus 4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. If units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack defense plus 4 to unit during combat. Since they refuse to give heroes that are like refreshers, such as Olivia and Sylvia, a refine, just give them allied sword. That way they can buff their allies and buff themselves up. So it's not a bad weapon to demote. It's similar to Karen's Allied Lance, or Allied, yeah, it's Allied Lance. So same idea, but just a sword variant. It's nice to have a pretty decent weapon for refreshers, especially to use as their weapon. So not against it. Kent might be interesting as a Cav project, but I'm frankly not sure why you would want a hero like him anymore. Like a year or two ago, I think it would have been really valuable. All right, this is what I'm most excited about. Man, what I wouldn't give to have Letizia's dunk on me. I'm sorry. I mean, what I wouldn't give to have Letizia hit me with that giant ball of green energy. She's actually really attractive. I think in terms of like villainous in this game, she's among the best. Freya will always be number 1 for me though. All right, Draconic Aura, attack res catch, AR far trace, rouse attacks res 4. You guys already knew this from yesterday. She introduces rouse attack res 4 to us. Really good fodder because you can get AR far trace, rouse attack res 4. Or I don't think we have attack res catch yet available, but in the future she's probably extremely valuable fodder for similar heroes with low speed but high attack, high res. All right, Cormt. I like how they really cut down on the dialogue here because she would have needed 2 pages easily. Grants attack +3 at start combat. If unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack +6 to unit during combat. Inflicts attack -6 on foe during combat. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. This might remind you guys of Dual Leaf. Really good unit. And inflicts penalty on foe's attack speed, defense, res during combat based on number of falling conditions that apply ×3, maximum 9. She's really nice. An ally is within 3 spaces of unit. Counts as 1 condition. Another foe is within 2 spaces of target. That's another easy condition, 2. A bonus is active on unit. Rouse attack res 4 is perfect. A penalty is active on foe, which could be easy to do because if you run like Gunthra or Chill Towers, boom. So you can easily drop their attack speed, defense, res by 9 very easily in combat. So she's a giant swing of stats. Attack +6, attack -6, and up to attack speed, defense, res -9 on your opponent. This really makes her a deadly unit. This gives her more survivability, gives her more damage output, and makes her better in every mode she can possibly come into. And because she has the all double and she's really well min-maxed, I mean, we don't know for sure, but we fought her in the game and she should be pretty well min-maxed. This is a pretty scary unit for both Ether Rate's offense, Ether Rate's defense, some of her duels. She's really basically good at everything. The only time she falls apart is if she goes against a hero of null follow-up. But yeah, this is pretty legit. Because she drops her speed, even if she fights like other slow units, she should be able to still like double. All right, so I don't want any confusion here because we expected her to be a mythic here. Oh, she's so pretty. There's something about girls with like black lipstick. I don't know, that emo look is actually kind of good. All right, so I don't want there to be any confusion because we talked about this earlier and some people were like, is she also a mythic? She's not a mythic. People were like, is she ascended? She's not ascended. And people said, is she hot? Yes, she's hot. Okay. No one asked that last part, but I think so. Anyways, Cav, Green Mage, normal hero, which means in the future when you pull a normal green hero, you have a chance of pulling Letizia. Super weird. I don't know. This feels weird to me. I felt like she should have been mythic. Most of the time when it comes to the midway point, hey, is this our first midway point where we get an OC hero, but they're not a mythic hero? I think she would have been great at Ether Rate's defense, but you can still run her in Ether Rate's defense, but in particular being ran as Ether Rate's defense hero. I think she's going to do something evil in terms of the story, which is cool. And crap, I keep forgetting this guy's name. Not a guy, no gender. They're a morph, right? But that's our free hero, and we're gonna check them out in a moment. She would have been a legendary. Honestly, I don't even want to differentiate it. All right, really quickly, how do you guys feel about this banner? Because I'm being frank with you guys, I'm skipping. I like Letizia, but there's no real reason to go for this banner. Here's the thing. I think Sain's pretty interesting. Kent is a demote, so there's no reason to pull for him, period. And as much potential as there is in the hyper movement of Florina, I don't personally value it, and I don't think I would actually use her. Is she good? Yes, she's good. Is she going to hit pretty hard? Is she going to have pretty good speed? She's a pretty good modern unit, but I don't really feel like I want to use her. So the banner basically comes down to how much do I want Letizia, and if it means going through 3 heroes I don't really have much feelings for, I wouldn't do it. So that's the reason. I think this banner has one really good hero, one very interesting hero. The really good hero is Letizia. The very interesting hero is Florina, and I think she is good, but I'm more interested in seeing what people will do of her. For example, we freaked out when Tana got a refine, and almost nobody used her, so it ultimately didn't matter. Not to say that's going to happen to Florina necessarily, but I'm going to be hesitant. Movement is cool and all, but not everybody appreciates it. Sain might be something, but I'm sure once we see his stats, my reservations will be correct. Oh, also we get new enemy bat heroes. They're kind of cute. I would say that much. Anyways, those are my thoughts. You guys let me know how you feel about this, but that's your next banner.